everyone, my name is Liang Wen. Today, I did talk about dynamic buttons and segments more integrated element in social media. The descriptive shape with experiences. My topic is the in place for dynamic button of using experience the Chinese and international social media application. I will work through research background, interculture, method, and the key findings to show how culture different speech with the application for dynamic buttons. Now, when you tap like the button of 小红书 for Insta, the anime feedback has become a signature integration for the pen. It made using feel the application is warm but confetti full flow pure and burden by the excessive animation in series conjugating lower and the strip using real Chinese platforms like WeChat and 小红书 with fashion anime to educate young users that may feel for frozen in medium age and earlier groups. So we focus on three questions. How do dynamic buttons reflect emotion, energy for Chinese vs Go for use? Second, how to the chance into Christian fluencies, and the one, and where is the application balance between the creatiness and the killer research object to explore the influence for dynamic button anime of user emotion include Germans, sex fiction, and judgment too is how dynamic button influence an ager plentically where the help to infect like common share as well as the time word on WeChat, 小红书 and the TikTok. Exam and discount on the dynamic between as the keener as the related to the successful information of dynamic buttons. To develop a dip, we review three key lectures. First, explore how dynamic buttons affect emotion and engagement across Chinese and group using it suggests is filling the app at the gap in cross-culture dynamic button research. Contain this word simple with Google Form and Wenjuan and often design adequate to balance the anime apps and unusable how its black dick is permits diation the due data is using suggestion. And the second allies dynamic button impacts for integration fluencies is link anime entirely to interaction behavior with practical conclusions gadgeting design by psychology, but its simple was limited to 18 to 13 years old, means early use. The the one focused on activity creates results its complete China RES scope performs class plan force and combine behavior data with anime prescription by related to quality observation like use plan formance materials. This lecture guide for direction but lake gaps is simple and experiments with mitigation gaps for research aims to desserts. To balance quality data in the deep insights, we can behavior quality theories and quality heuristics were correlation of the quality path with design, building, captionation, culture, eating with a simple with Google Form and wondering about eating research or collecting social media used to answer short form dynamic buttons experience. Of the quantity part in the integration design experience concludes her evaluation focused on dynamic button usability, culture fit, and inclusivity of early use. Complete design data is not covered by the surveys. First, the simple pledge age was to 18 to 35 years old, dominated with 36 to 26 to 35 as the cover groups reach with the famous and in the major allying with social media's garden this fiction, culture, background, and diverse supports course cultural analyze pan for perforations differentiates Chinese and favorite 小红书 and WeChat. Go user use TikTok and Instagram. About good high fluencies use so the dynamic buttons experience the audience the repeatable. In the use almost and Unity thinks dynamic button make the painful for fun and have more specific emotion relation by the only 26% of China's use age over the same anime are useless. They as the polarized application references and is surveys anime in scripture wisdom and redemption. For integration fluencies 100% in the using dynamic button books like and comments, but only 13% of China use age over half think anime don't affect integration, so it when not the open question factor anime and anime that the red reserve buttons style preferences the intersecting to China use very branch anime, sipping there as living grow using previous set up the effect and region symbolize it. Clear and usability. Usability different are the scan integrating dynamic button, impressive action clear, but the insect inflex composition Chinese used the opening or opposing is to lay animate more but worry about ineffectibilities of early use nearly had seen dynamic button and early friendly with intercretional as the almost things they are. In open feedback, Chinese using comparisons about anime missing watching operation realize will a global use limit this size animate moving too easy to top one. Finally, the anime integration satisfaction. Chinese use prefer strong experiences anime and have high satisfaction, but the girl using sing almost anime are over engaged near heart even don't want animation with only 26.26% satisfaction almost the natural. First one, the question one, how to dynamic button affect animation on judgment when find a stick different interaction using C dynamic buttons and an allergy posture animate make the experience more fun, but the Chinese use polite effects experiences animate dispersion. They are dumb and ridiculous immersive. The question two, how do you the naming buttons in fact frequency in the international use almost always interface more lines and commands with dynamic buttons, but Chinese use show limited effect over saying anime don't effect integration and exact anime may event data and energy. Question three, how the updating affects create a reduced our conclusion the 16 to 70% focus on creativity and the 30 to 14% of quality teenies use moderately animate to add texture but don't disturb from functionally in shop parent size usable before a texture. For the final, we can summarize these two cover points. First, culture different international use see dynamic buttons as fun integrating elements, simple animation, both engagements, but Chinese use polarized effects, fashion the so globalized anime field description and the reduct using revealing second optional desire reveal for all use clearly to should common to 16 to 17% before skin optimizing